So Rothia, you're the convener, network convener for communities, family and schooling in educational research. What's the main idea that brings people to your network?
Yeah, so the main idea that brings people to our network is to advance knowledge and share and develop research knowledge in the field of education, but specifically on the links between families, communities and schooling across diverse settings. So people bring together their research and advancing knowledge specifically in topics around that, which are exploring how schooling takes place in rural or urban settings, how families engage in schools, in family education programs beyond the schools, in parenting, and other topics, and specifically the role of those links when children are facing school transitions between home and school, between different phases of education, and also the role that that community, that context play in a place-based education, in a place-conscious education. Within that framework, we also share which are the policies and actions that benefit those developments, how communities, families and schooling engage in the best way for promoting and for improving education.
That's a lot, isn't it? And of course, as part of the European Educational Research Association, you have a European dimension to it. So how does your network contribute to European educational research?
Yeah, our network contributes and fits very much with the mission of the European Educational Research Association, which is advancing research and doing research for the benefit of education and of the society. So exploring how families and communities interact and link, and how schools make the most of those relationships. We aim to contribute to improve children's learning and development in schools, in communities, and not also that, but also the benefits for the families, for those populations that are facing challenges in rural areas, in urban settings, in transitions. So the strong commitment to advancing knowledge in families and communities for improving children's education and adults' education and development links very much with that commitment of doing research for the benefit of society, not for its own sake.
And of course there's a lot of rural areas in Europe, yes?
Exactly. That has been an important topic from the beginning of the network, to advancing that knowledge in how rural schools and rural communities can develop and can contribute to the community development, not only of the school development. So that's so important to understand how those relationships establish and which are the most beneficial for those people living in those areas.
What makes your network particularly unique?
Yeah, so the uniqueness of Network 14th is develop that research and share that research within a European space in which we focus on those crucial links between schooling, families and communities that are contributing to the benefit of children's learning and development. We do know from decades of research that children's learning and development and any individual learning or development is very much related to their social and cultural context. We cannot understand education without understanding how the role of the families, the role of the communities. Since the African proverb, we do know that it takes a village to raise a child. So the uniqueness of our networks is bring together those funds of knowledge, those research knowledge that are explaining and exploring which are the best ways to engage families in family education programs. For example, the best ways to understand how communities support school development and how schools function across diverse settings from rural to urban to support that community development.
Is this something you're particularly proud of that you've done?
Yes, well, we are proud of many of the things we have done, but just to give you a couple of examples, the group of the many researchers involved in the network have made a crucial contribution to the rural education across Europe. Thanks to the network, they have engaged in providing knowledge, in providing in very important research, in understanding how rural and small schools across many diverse countries are engaging in contributing to high quality education for the children, to community development, and as a result of that work supported by EERA funding, and they have come with a joint publication and contributing and disseminating that work across the world, even in other countries beyond Europe. That has been so important on the one side, and on the other hand, many of the symposiums we have had and research groups together showing how urban schools facing very challenging circumstances of poverty and low socioeconomic status are showing amazing, outstanding improvements and succeeding against all the odds. That has been another strand that we have been very proud to bring together researchers across Europe that are showing, that are providing evidence to the society, to the scientific community, to the families and the teachers, that it's possible to transform schools in very poor areas, or in urban schools in very deprived areas, with the strength of the families and the communities participating in the schools and engaging in those processes.
And have you developed connections with other networks and organisations outside EERA?
Yes, thanks to the interdisciplinary and international approach of our network that involves people from psychology, from sociology, from education, and involves many international scholars and researchers. We have developed connections with researchers from Australia, from Latin America, or particularly connected to the World Educational Research Association, an association where some of our researchers in our network are part of, and they have developed some European-funded projects focusing on overcoming inequalities in schools and communities, and that has bring together connections and consolidating international relationships with scholars from those countries that have been involved and participating in the work in our network.
And I suppose when you're talking about EERA, the big thing is the European Conference on Educational Research, isn't it, held every late summer. What do you like about the conference?
Yeah, we like many things, but it's a fantastic opportunity to bring together all the researchers across many diverse countries from different perspectives, working with the same objective, which is developing this scientific knowledge for the benefit of families, communities and schooling. So it's a very important moment for us. We are all the year preparing for that meeting where we bring together new knowledge, new ideas. We establish those synergies to create and to envision further strands or pathways to address from educational research the most important needs of our society in that field, because this still remains a challenge to address the necessities, the needs of many families and communities. So the European Conference is a unique opportunity for doing that together, and also for engaging emerging scholars, early career researchers who will be the future of educational research in Europe, and bring them together in this vibrant and very friendly and solidarity-based atmosphere. I experienced myself as a younger scholar, and now I have the opportunity to encourage others to be involved and engaged. So it's a fantastic moment in the year when we can share and develop and establish further possibilities for working together in the future, always for the benefit of education and society.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.